Ah, yes, the classic days of Roblox. I'm sure all of us who played Roblox years ago remember the fun memories we had, such as playing games like Pokemon Brick Bronze, Natural Disaster Survival, work at a pizza place, and much more. But I want to take it further than the mid 2010s. I'm taking it back to 2012, where Roblox had its first egg hunt that was an official game. Now, there were egg hunts before 2012, kinda, but this was the first real egg hunt, and you can still play replicas of this egg hunt today. I also won't be going over the announcements about this egg hunt or what the community thought of it. This video is strictly my opinion on this event. So, the first thing, let's take a look at the map. They did a really good job with designing the map. The map has a lot of stuff for you to explore, and it's sort of cut up into four different sections. You have the darker corner, the small town, the whatever this is, and the main part of it, the mountain. And not only that, but they also have roads guiding you around the map. But what's nice about the roads is that they also separate the different parts of the map, so that way they don't just weirdly merge together. But enough talking about the map, let's see what the game is actually like. The first thing you notice is the map, which looks really good, along with the ambience, the quests, and above all, the eggs. Once you start exploring, you'll realize that the map isn't actually super big like every other egg hunt after this. Instead, everything feels nice and compact, and while I do feel like the map could be a little bit bigger, it still feels quite nice knowing you don't need to walk who knows how much like in a bunch of other events. Where in this one, everything for the most part is already set up thanks to the four corners. One of the things that I really like about this event that you sadly don't see much of anymore is having larger parts or buildings being unanchored. And there are actually quite a few different spots around the map that are unanchored, which gives the game a more nostalgic and classic feel to it. Another thing that's nice is having a lot of open or unused space. Take this building for example. It's nice and empty and doesn't have some crazy hidden eggs in it. It's just a nice and simple building with maybe one or two basic eggs in there for you to collect. And even if you wanted some crazy egg in the building, just the classic design itself is nice, and having a small amount of these in their own separate corner just feels right. Another big part of the game actually happens underground, right under where you spawn. There are multiple hidden holes in the map that are actually entrances to the underground place, but I'm just gonna call it a dungeon because it sounds better and it's shorter. Once you start exploring, you realize that there is rising and sinking lava that you'll sometimes be able to see. And not only that, but there are multiple different hallways and rooms that sometimes lead you to a dead end. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention if you touch the lava, you die. As you keep going deeper into the dungeon, you realize that it's not some small hallway that leads you into a room with an egg. It's an entire maze that goes down much deeper. As you progress and make your way through the dungeon, you will finally get the egg, but because the maze is so long, here's a sped up version of me going through the dungeon. So yeah, it's a pretty long process to get an egg, especially for 2012 standards, but it's still great nonetheless. Another interesting part of the map is the sort of empty area or the desert part of the map, and while this area is decently big, I don't really understand what its purpose is. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad spot or anything, I'm just a bit confused as to what I'm supposed to do in this part of the map. Although, I do think this area would have been much better off if they added something like an army base that shoots at you while you try to get the egg, or maybe a mummy egg, or at least some sort of cool egg that fit the theme. But unfortunately, we got nothing here. As you make your way to the top of the desert area, you will see a tall and long bridge that actually directly connects to the mountain area of the map. I actually really like this idea, and I think it's a good way of being able to connect the different parts of the map so that way they in some way are being able to connect to each other. Once you finish walking across the bridge, you will find a long set of stairs. These stairs will lead you to the top of the mountain, where you'll be given two different options. If you climb the stairs all the way to the top, you will be led to a small ancient room with a flying potion in it, and you will be able to fly across the map for a short amount of time. If you take the shortcut, you will be led to the pterodactyl nest. If you jump on the nest, you'll be forced to dance as some old music plays. And once the dance is done, the pterodactyl will spawn above you, kill you, and drop the egg with an extremely rare chance. And because of that, I sadly don't have any footage of me getting the egg. Another thing worth mentioning is the large amount of hidden rooms in this event. From hidden rooms to the dungeon, mountain, and even in just random spots, hidden rooms were everywhere in this event. Something else that I'd like to mention is how destructible the map actually is. I know I was talking about the buildings earlier, but a large portion of the map can easily be broken intentionally. From ridges to even parts of the waterfall, you can have a lot of fun if you like to tear stuff down. Another small but fun thing to point out is that if you jump into the river and let it carry you all the way to its destination, you will actually just follow the map and die. I actually think it's a fun way if you're trying to die, and you also get to see what the bottom of the map looks like. But aside from that, just exploring the different areas feels so fun and nostalgic. I don't know how to explain it, but just by being in a classic event from the old days of Roblox just feels so nostalgic. It's a feeling exclusive to old games and anything that's just special to you. The feeling of being able to play something that was special to you from years ago. But we're forgetting something. There's something that made this event special. Well, that'd be the eggs. The eggs in this event look great for 2012, and some of them still look good to this day. Now, while most of them use the same blank egg mesh, it's still incredible what they managed to come up with for 2012. And if you don't believe me, here are all of the eggs. So yeah, I say that all the eggs, as well as the gears, were pretty good, and still are. And if you remember earlier how I said I couldn't get the pterodactyl egg, well, I did get another egg a little bit later. Here is a full footage of me getting the egg of all-devouring darkness. But in all, this event was pretty impressive for 2012, and I still occasionally enjoy playing it myself. And this was a great classic event, and I'm happy that this was how the 2012 Egg Hunt went for Roblox. So yeah, I'm giving this event a strong 8 out of 10. I think an 8 out of 10 fits this event perfectly. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, or subscribe. I put a lot of effort into my videos, and this video is actually the first of a new series I'm starting. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.